Aaron from BGW Technologies in WA. Today I'm going to show you how to program a TL280 IP module. This module here in under 10 minutes with some tips and tricks and little pointers to watch out for when you're programming these devices. Firstly, these are only compatible on the DSC Neo. So make sure that you have a DSC Neo, and like anything, always make sure that your firmwares are up to date and you're abiding by best practices during installation. Stay tuned. First things first, we're going to start by connecting the IP module to the board. When we do this, make sure that your ribbon cable, red cable, is actually connected to the right PC link spot on the board, and also make sure that you are on PC link 2 on the PCB itself. Once this is done, you should start to see an orange and a red light turn on. At this point in time, we are ready to start our programming. Okay, so to start off with, we're going to go into 382, and we're going to make sure that option 5, alternate communicator, is on. If it is not, we use the star key to toggle and hash back once. From here, we're going to go to section 300, enter into receiver 1, and we want that to be alternate COM receiver 1. Pressing hash back once again, we're going to go into 380 and ensure our comms are enabled. As you can see, by default, it is. So we hash once, in which case now we're going to go into 310. And first thing we're going to do is enter a system account code. This can be any 4 digits that you desire. And we also have to scroll once to the right and do the same matching one in the partition account code. So once we've done this, we'll hash once backwards. Now those 300 sections are done, that will enable the panel to see the communicator device itself. So for this point in time, we will now go on to 851, which is our panel programming section. So from here, if you are doing a static IP, we would enter into section 001, 002, 003, 007, and 008. If you are simply using a DHCP programming setup, then we just go straight to section 005. So entering into 851. Now in section 851 programming, we're going to enter into section 005, where we need to enable option 3. Now as you can see, option 6 is already enabled, so we'll leave that as is. And now we press hash once. From this point, we're going to go to section 010, which is for video verification. And although you may not be running video verification PIRs, it's always just good practice to enable that anyway. So we're now going to section 100. And we need to make sure option 2 is turned on as well. From here, we're going to go into 104 and make sure it says 0BF5, which it does. Heading over to 425, we want to make sure 3, 4, and 5 are enabled. And then we're going to go to 426. In 426, we want to turn on option 3. If option 3 is not on, that's when you will find that sometimes you may not get your notifications on your Connect Alarm app, because that's your real-time notifications. If you're still not getting notifications, it's because the app permissions in the phone itself are not enabled. Going on to 429, we're going to make sure we enter in 0517. And from here, we're going to head over and we're going to complete sections 106 and 431 in the exact same way. So we're going to put in connect.tycomonitor.com. Now, we need to firstly press star and go into change case. If it's not lowercase, it's not going to work. Now, when we get to the dot after connect, we're going to press star, go to ASCII entry and type in 046 star. So connect.tyco monitor.com. Then we're going to press star once and then save. Alright, now at this point in time, what we're now going to do is we're going to go into section 422 under 851, and it's going to spit out 6 digits. Now what we need to do is we're going to write these down in blocks of 3. So 230, 511, and then I want you to scroll 6 times to the right till you get presented with the next 6 digits, and we're going to do the exact same thing. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go to section 101, and then it's going to ask for 2 digits at a time. So what we do is simply remove the first and the third digit off of that. So in this case, it will be 35, 11, 24, 91, 11. And I always, as good practice, go back into 101 and check the values again against what I've written down. So 35, 11, 24, 91, 11, which is correct. So now that we've done this, what we're going to do is we're going to do a reboot of the communicator and then hash out 3 times. You'll notice that you'll get the trouble condition showing up on the keypad. This will happen until such time that the alarm system has synced up with the cloud server and then to the client's Tyco account, which they will set up on their mobile device. So this can remain in place for around about 15 to 20 minutes approximately. That 12-digit serial ID that you got out of section 422, you will also need that for the app connectivity for both the alarm installer and also for the end user in the connect alarm stage. Another couple of little hints and tips as well with this system. If you go to do the 851 programming sections and you get a solid long beep and not 3 beeps, chances are you're either connected to PC link 1 or your ribbon cable orientation is in fact incorrect and you need to swap it around so that the red cable's to the right hand side. Furthermore, if we go into section 851 and you're not too sure if you're getting an Ethernet line coming in through the router or maybe possibly your termination isn't correct on your cable, you can go into 992. As you can see in this case, I have no data to show me an IP line because my router is not hooked up. However, if I did, it would say 192 and you'd scroll across and you'd see the next line digits as well. This is another common thing that technicians on site experience. Sometimes you just need to unplug it from the port and plug it back in again. And the other thing too that we often see as well is with 4-port switches and that sort of side of things. The cheaper models quite often will see that exact same as well. To troubleshoot that, what we always ask is remove the single PoE cable coming in from the switch and plug it directly into your TL280 and then see if in about 60 seconds that rectifies your issue.